Hello everyone, my name is Wanyue Zhang. I studied music performance at Cardiff University. I'm a pianist. Today I will talk about how to play the piano for beginners. Before we start, I will play three short videos. The first video is a wonder improvising on the street by the piano. The second video is a pianist adapted a pop song into a piano piece. The last video is classical pianist play the Chopin Etude Op. 10 No. 3. This is a famous classical piano piece. After watching the three videos, we can feel that in recent years, as a traditional classical instrument, the piano has not only been played by professional players, but also become widely known to the public. And more people want to learn the piano. So next, we will learn some of the most basic content of playing the piano. The content is mainly divided into four parts. The first part is introduction. The second part is how to realize piano music sheet. The third part is ways of playing piano. The third part is note value, and the last part is Ode to Joy. Okay, the first part I'm going to talk about the basic knowledge of piano. The piano is called the king of musical instruments. The range is wide, thin, bright, clear, rich in variation and have strong expression. In solos, It can play the powerful, expansive, and lyrical music of the stallions, but it can also play joyful, dexterous, and skillful cadenza. It plays an important role in the orchestra and is often used as an accompaniment instrument. Piano have a row of 88 black and white keys, 52 white keys, 36 black keys, and have 3 pedals. See the picture from left to right. Una coda, sostenuto, and sustain. The second part, I will talk about how to realize piano music sheet. It is divided into stave and numbered music notation. Look at this picture. For example, if we think of composing music as cooking, Beethoven's music style is very different from that of Zhou, who is a famous pop singer-songwriter in China. But we use the same material in the composition, and that material is the notes in the music. These notes are written on 5 parallel lines. 5 lines are between 2 axes. The y-axis is pitched sounds, and the x-axis is rhythm. Pitched sounds are named after the first 7 letters of the English alphabet. C, D, E, F, G, A, B. The corresponding numbered music notation is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Write it on a stave like this picture. Look at this stave. At a line under the stave, this note always sing do, and so on are re, mi, fa, sol, la, si. How can we remember these notes more quickly? I'm going to give you a formula. Add a line under the stave to sing C. Add a space to sing D. 1, 2, 3 lines sing E, G, B. 1, 2, 3 spaces sing F, A, C. This C of the 2-lined octave. Lastly, we will realize the clefs. Look at this picture. This is the treble clef, also known as the G clef, is placed on the second line, counting upwards, fixing that line as the pitch first G above middle C. And this is the low stave has a bass clef. A time signature to the right of the clef indicates the relationship between timing counts and note symbols, while bylines group notes on the stave into measures. The third part, I will talk about some important skills for piano. Is the ways of playing piano. Before playing the piano, first we need to know the hand shape of the piano. Let's have a look at this picture. This is the correct hand shape when playing the piano. Fingers should bend naturally together with the palm to form a semicircle, just as an empty grip ball. Fingers should be naturally separated. In principle, just one finger on key. Next, there are two main ways, staccato and legato. Staccato is divided into arm staccato, wrist staccato, and jump sounds. And then I will explain these ways. First of all, I demonstrated three staccato styles and I played a simple piece at the end of each piece to give you a better understanding of how each staccato is played. Firstly, is arm staccato. When playing staccato, the arm should be raised naturally, just slightly higher than the keyboard. The hand should be dropping naturally. The fingers should be bent naturally. The shoulder should be relaxed. And then the arm should fall naturally and the voice should be solid and full. Let's look at the arm staccato etude. Secondly, wrist staccato. Wrist staccato requires players to use the wrist and fall of the wrist joint to drive the metacarpal joint to transfer power to the fingers in a relatively stable state of the arm, and immediately bounce back to the original position after rapid keystroke, emphasizing that the speed of keystroke should be fast. We can experience the movement of staccato by placing our arms on a table. Fold your fingers together, lifting them nearly 90 degrees with our wrists, then quickly tapping them down and bouncing them back to their original position. Let's look at the wrist staccato etude. Lastly, jump sounds. The jump sound request touches the key time to be short, leaves the key to be quicker. The strength concentrates the sound is nimble, is full of elasticity. Let's look at the jump sound etude. And then another way is legato. Legato requires that there should be no gap between the notes. Imagine that is the same as walking. We can start legato training by exaggerating the connections between notes. So, we would purposefully make each note overlap with the next, audibly to ensure absolutely no gaps exist between one note and the next. So, in fact, it meant having two fingers down at once, for a brief moment, on each pair of notes in a melodic line. Then gradually reduce that overlap until a proper legato is achieved, like this video. I know legato is much more difficult than staccato, so we need more time to practice it. And I'm going to play a little piece about legato to give you a better sense of what legato is. Finally, when we have mastered the above content, we can try to play some simple pieces. Just play in the main melody part of the right hand, which can make learning the piano more interesting. I'm going to the song Ode to Joy as an example. Before we look at this video, I need to introduce some note value. Look at these pictures, respectively 8 notes, quarter note, and half note. A quarter note is the equivalent of number 1. A eighth note is the equivalent of a half of 1. It means 2 eighth note equals a quarter note. A half note is the equivalent of number 2. Is equal to 2 quarter notes. Next, I will play it completely first, and then a beginner will play the song with me. Next, I will invite a beginner with me play this piece again. She plays right hand and I plays left hand. Now, beginner will use these keys to play this piece for right hand. Of course, she has a certain foundation, as shown in a video at the beginning of recognizing music sheet. You can mark their name on the keys and in the music score because you are not familiar with it. I think this way is very useful for beginners. That's all. Thanks for your listening.